Hello students, welcome to the 11th session of Business Statistics Part 2. Like in the previous sessions, in this sessions also we will be studying about the correlation of grouped data or table correlation. Let us discuss one more illustration related to the table correlation. In this problem, you are given the marks in corporate law, which we can assume it as X, and marks in statistics, which we can assume it as Y. And based on these values, we should calculate the correlation value between the marks in corporate law and marks in statistics. So when we apply the values into the correlation table, the table will be in this way. That is, marks in law will be X and marks in statistics will be Y. So the first step in calculation, that is to convert the class intervals into the mid value and considering those values as X and Y. So as I already said, mid values refers to the lower limit and upper limit of the class interval has to be added and then it has to be divided by 2. That will give us the mid values, that is 0 plus 10 divided by 2. So those are the mid values of X and Y. I hope you already know these steps from the previous semester classes. Now the next step is to calculate the values of dx and values of dy. So dx and dy values can be calculated based on the assumed mean values. So here let us assume 25 as assumed mean for x and 20 for y. So now to calculate dx and dy, the steps we have to calculate is x minus x bar, that is assumed mean, a x minus a ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಇದನ್ನು ತಗೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. 5 minus 25, that is minus 20 divided by the class interval gap, that is size of the class interval, that is 10 here. So minus 20 divided by 10, that is minus 2. In the same way, we should calculate all the dx values and dy values in this table. Once we obtain dx and dy values, the next step is to get the values of frequencies. That is, we should total the values within the bold lines, that is bold line square table you can see within the correlation table. So all those values has to be totaled vertically to get frequencies of y, and horizontally it should be totaled to get the frequencies of x. So once it is totaled, the final total value or grand total value of these total frequencies, that will give us the value of n. That is, the vertical and the horizontal value of frequencies will always be the same in this table, in this bivariate table, that is 60 here. We should consider it as n value. So the next step is to calculate f dx and f dy. So f into dx and f into dy. So now we have frequencies for the each row and each column. So for each row frequency, dx has to be multiplied and we will obtain f dx, that is minus 2 into 2 minus 4. 15 into minus 1, that is minus 15. So these are the f dx values by multiplying dx and frequencies of the horizontal values. And in the same way, dy and frequencies of the vertical values are multiplied, then we will obtain f dy values and we will obtain sigma f dx and sigma f dy. The next step is to calculate f dx square and f dy square. That is, we have already obtained f dx value. So f dx into dx will give us f dx square. That is squaring the values of dx only. That is minus 4 into minus 2, that is 8. Minus 15, the corresponding value of dx in the row, that is minus 1. So minus 15 into minus 1, that is 15. So in the same way, we should calculate f dx square and we should obtain sigma f dx square. The next step, that is f dy square, the same procedure that we have followed in the row has to be followed in the column here. That is f dy, that is minus 5. Minus 5 into minus 1, that is 5. So in this way we should obtain f dy square, that is f dy into dy will give us f dy square, and sigma f dy square is 72 here. Once all these steps are completed, the last step that we have to calculate, that is f into dx into dy, f dx dy. So to calculate f dx dy value, we should calculate f dx dy value into the each cell. So first let us consider the first cell in the bold line table, that is the frequency is 1 here, right? So frequency is 1 here, that is f into dx of the corresponding row, that is 1 into minus 2, that is minus 2, and into dy of the corresponding column of the cell, that is minus 1. So 1 into minus 2 into minus 1, that is 2 here. Okay, so in the same way we should calculate this value to the each cell of this table. So now we should denote all those calculated values inside the bracket. We can call this as cornered values. Okay, all these cornered values has to be totaled horizontally to get the values of x and vertically to get the values of y. So once f dx dy of each column and rows are entered, we should total all the f dx dy value horizontally and also vertically. So at the end of the completion of the table, we can observe that f dx dy which is calculated horizontally and f dx dy which is calculated vertically will always be the same value. So only then we can assume that the calculated values are correct here. Okay, I hope you understood the table, and now the whole values, that is summation values of the table, has to be substituted into the formula, in this formula, and we should arrive at correlation value. When all the values are substituted into the formula and solved in a particular manner, we will obtain the value of r, that is r is equal to 0.5 in this problem. Now let us move into the interpretation part. So we can see that 0.5 refers to moderate degree of correlation, and the analysis part will be in this way. The correlation coefficient of x and y is 0.77. Therefore we can assume that there is a moderate positive relationship between the marks in statistics and the marks in corporate law. So the relationship between these two values is a moderate positive relationship. Thank you.